Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's an absolute pleasure to have you join us today for what I believe is more than just a webinar. It's the beginning of a vision, a movement, and most importantly, a legacy. My name is Emanuela Osonwa, and I have the honor of serving as the CEO of GZ Realty and Development. I want to thank you personally for being here. Everyone, John, Jameson, Laverne, Melissa, Juliana, Kaira, Miss Ainka. I want to thank everyone, whether you're an investor, a landowner, a farmer, a dreamer, or simply someone curious about how real estate can do more. This space was created for you. So, who are we? Who is GZ? At GZ Realty, we're not just in the business of selling land. We're in the business of reshaping the narrative of land ownership in Africa and beyond. We see land not just as an asset, but as a calling. That is why today's theme, Legacy Through Farming, speaks so powerful to what we do and what we believe in. Legacy Through Farming, let me unpack that phrase for a moment. Legacy Through Farming is about investment, investing in land, not just for what it can earn, but for what it can become. It's about planting more than crops. It's about planting visions. It's about planting values, and it's about planting vitality. So in a world that is rapidly changing, farming grounds us. It grounds us. It connects us to our roots and people and propels us towards a sustainable, abundant future. This is our reminder that the land we own today can nourish more than generation. It can nourish generations to come if we steward it nicely. Sorry, I forgot I'm not in the church.
No, girl, you better preach. That's my church fan. I love my church fan.
So we're now witnessing a powerful shift in the real estate world where agriculture and investment intersect. One where land is not only valued for its square footage, but for its soil quality, crop yield, and community impact. Agro real estate is growing in value, not just financially, but socially and ecologically. It's the kind of investment that holds its worth during economic uncertainty, because people always need food and always need the earth. More importantly, agro real estate is becoming a beacon of hope, especially for Africans. It allows us to reclaim our relationship with the land, not just as consumers, but as custodians. We are custodians. So, here's the most exciting part. You don't need to be a farmer to be part of this. You just need a vision. You need a willingness to think long term. You need the heart to ask, not just what land can do for you, but what can you do through land? That's the kind of legacy we are building at GZ Realty. A legacy where land feeds more than stomachs. It feeds families, it feeds communities, and it feeds the futures. And so as I leave you with the phrase that frames everything we do, real estate that feeds both the soul and the soil. Isn't that a beautiful thought? What do you think about that phrase? Real estate that feeds both the soul and the soil. What do you think about it? Am I speaking too fast? Am I?
No, that's okay. We listen to you.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
You're flowing. You're flowing.
You're very clear.
Okay. Okay, land that brings peace, land that brings provision, land that heals, uplifts, and sustain and multiply. This is the kind of real estate we believe in. This is the kind of real estate we're inviting you into. Today, you will hear voices of who are leading this movement. You will learn how to take part, whether you're just starting out or scaling up, and you will live with clarity and direction. And also, you maybe even a few seeds of your, and maybe even plant a few seeds of your own. So I welcome you to today's webinar. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I really appreciate you joining this webinar, and I hope that you leave here with impact. Thank you so much. As I welcome Ms. Yenka to the as the next person that's going to be speaking next after this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, good day, everyone. I'm so excited to be here this evening. I don't know if it's morning over there. Whatsoever might be the time, wherever you are, I'm so excited to have you on this Zoom meeting today. Yes, thank you so much, Miss. Your name again?
Miss Ella Osonwa. Ella.
Okay. Osonwa, that's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
And a wonderful presentation. Am I speaking with my slides now, or I should just keep flowing?
You're speaking with the slides. It will show in soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are speaking with your slide to come in soon. Juliana, please, the slide. Share your screen.
So welcome to this wonderful seminar today, and we'll be talking basically about farming and why farming is the new gold in Nigeria, and why everyone, wherever you might be, wherever you reside, you are supposed to be part of this journey, because Nigeria is a very big community, it's a very big country that is very vast with a whole lot of resources. And here in BTH Real Estate and Farmlands, what we major in is real estate farmlands majorly, and how you can actually monetize your land while you wait for it to appreciate. And our vision is to, please keep sliding, it's not taking everyone, yeah, to be the driving force behind a new generation of landowners who not only own land, but profit from it and build sustainable legacies. And our mission is, as you can see on the screen, we are committed to helping individuals acquire secure, affordable land and transform it into income generating assets through agriculture, development, and smart investment strategies. So the agriculture aspect of it is what we are majoring in, because we have seen a lot of lapses in our country as a whole. And that is why we picked and niched down to this aspect of agriculture and how it can actually benefit anyone, everyone that decides to roll on this journey with us. So please keep moving. Why did we decide on farming in Nigeria in particular? I'll be talking literally without even picking any point out of this point on this screen today. But if you can see it clearly, you can screenshot it and go through it on your own. But the aspect that always touches me more is this slide, the second slide. Please move up a little on the second slide. Let me touch more on the second slide. The population in Nigeria is above 200 million. And food insecurity is on the increase on daily basis. Why? In the northern area, the northerners are majorly the set of people that are very good at agriculture. Because of their landscape, they don't have resources like the South has. You know, a lot of mineral resources in the South. We have the fuel, that is the crude oil. We have a whole lot that is, you know, can be used in the Southwest, but which is not available in the North. So Northerners are major location for agriculture. They are very heavy in agriculture. But what is happening in the northern area now is opening up the eyes of we in the West. We in the South, we have decided to also take the bull by the horn and start using our lands. We have vast number of lands in the South, in the Southwest that is not being utilized. Yes, mineral resources. Do we have access to the mineral resources? No. But what can we have access to? We have access to our lands. Look at it. Why more people need to go into farming? Number one, there is huge markets. What is making the Chinese people to start coming into Nigeria to invest, to call everybody's attention that there is huge market in Nigeria? We have high profit potential. We have government support. That is the area I'm so glad about, and I'll be sharing at the end of the day, because so many of our people that is into agriculture are not maximizing the opportunity they have at their arm's length. They're not maximizing it. No, it creates job for people. A lot of unemployment is happening in Nigeria, but we have the resources and we are not maximizing it. And because we know that you can also be part of this, to be of great help to people seeking job, looking for job, helping a whole lot, because my own platform is basically about impact. Before we finish here today, I'll be reading out some of the testimony that a lot of people in my community are already giving. We are just few months into the journey of the agriculture, You know, starting with this batch, with the last batch we started with, we are already having testimonials as regards how we have been able to handle situation and make people happy that they are part of this journey. You know, food security, if they are having a lot of, you know, killings happening in the north, and we are having shortage of food supply, why can't we also help out by putting things together with the resources we have in the West to enable a whole lot of lives saved? So it's not only about the land, it is more of the impact. It is more of how we are able to turn the narrative, how to able to change people's, you know, the vision and the mission of this particular journey is the most important. What is the end result? What are we trying to aim at? We are trying to help a lot of people become landowner. We are also helping a whole lot of people become job owner. They'll be having job in the process of us also helping people that owns this land to cultivate their lands. So when we have this happening, you are providing jobs. We are making a whole lot of lives impacted, and that is what we are here for. So why farming? This is the reason why we need to do this. A lot of importation of things are happening in Nigeria. Nigeria has the market, but food is one of the major things no one should ever toy with. You can't afford to joke with food. And what our community is helping out is making sure we come together to farm together. You know, we started this journey with just some few acres of land. And when we started, I'm still talking on the last slide, please. Can you take us back a little to the last slide? When we started with the little we could lay our hands on, you know, when we started, we realized that doing things single-handedly, or maybe in a few number of acres, won't take anyone anywhere. Because number one, you won't be able to do a mechanized means of farming. If you do a little landscape of land in farming projects, you won't be able to utilize mechanized. When we did our research on how can we go ahead with this project and be able to maximize the opportunity we have at hand, we realized that a lot of companies that have this mechanized, the bulldozers, the tractors, they are not going to come on your farmland if you have just 2 acres, you have just 5 acres. And this is the issue and challenge a lot of farm owners are having, and which makes them to keep doing the manual way of farming, and they keep struggling. So many farmers in Nigeria are struggling. But when we have this pool of resources, when we have this pool of like-minded people, when we have a lot of people that love farming, but they don't have this means of doing it in large numbers, now coming together, you have 5 acres, you have 2 acres, you have 3 acres, we now come together to cultivate and do this just one cause. The cause, the purpose, the reason of making food insecurity a thing of the past in Nigeria, building a community of like-minded people that are ready to impact, that are ready to build, that are ready to change narratives of how things are being done, from a manual laborer, a single farmer trying to put up something through his farming business, but they are struggling. How many acres of land can just a manual laborer do? You know, when we started, I was using manual laborers, but we realized there are certain periods you won't even find them. The manual workers will not be available. So we decided, why can't we pull resources together? And today we have more than 100 of acres of land we are working on right now. And from this measure, we've been able to gather a lot of resources. Governments are ready to support large scale of farming, which individuals have not been able to access. Because if government want to support you today, they want your land clearing to be done through mechanized means, because the tractors they want to give you in terms of the plowing, in terms of harrowing, in terms of ridges, in terms of all the inputs, they want you to do a mechanized means of farming. So all these supports are not accessible to individuals that are doing this farming manually. And this is a constraint. It has limitations. to how far a lot of farmers can go, especially in the West and in the South. Yes, Northerners are known with farming and they have full support of the government, but they are threatened on their lands today. A lot of them can't go to farm any longer. Many of the farmers are in rehabilitation centers. Then how are we looking at helping Nigerians in the nearest future with what people can eat? This great man said sometime during COVID that a lot of Nigerians will be falling dead on the streets over time. We are like, what does he mean by saying Bill Gates? Why do we have to say this? We never knew it is hunger that he's trying to talk about because we are not pulling enough resources towards this. And so we decided to go for this. Farming together will help us. Building a storage house together will help us. Maximizing our profit also through irrigation is a means of making farming a saving grace for a lot of people, both in the West and in the South. So let's go to the next slide, please. Let's have the next slide. So why own a farmland? Land doesn't appreciate. That is one thing. And the powerful thing with our platform is this. We don't want just to buy a land and leave it fallow. I have a story behind this. Many years ago, when I bought a land in one location in Ogun State, I had this challenge. We bought the land, we left it, and we never went back. And that is a threat to anyone that owns a property. It's just like you having a plot of land and you never go back to even check on your land. You never did anything on the land. You never even tried to put something on the ground. Why do we have to leave our land fallow? And since that time, I have decided and I said, anybody I'm pulling on board on our platform, we have to utilize our land. It's a plus. We are also having a good grip of our property by the time we make good use of it. And we are also helping a lot of life change narrative of things and make things better. So land doesn't depreciate, rather it appreciates. Look at the mainland today. Mainland today, if you want to buy a land, you cannot see any virgin land in mainland. And this is a place that was marketed during our own days because I grew up in Agege, I grew up in the mainland. My parents told me then the little plot of land my father has in the mainland that we built our family house on. He said when they were calling his friends then to come and own a property in the mainland, many of them said, it is bush, they are not coming. Whereas this is a wealth generating mechanism. It is a way to generate wealth, apart from the angle that you are also going to be impacting and helping lives. So food is wealth. Everybody eats. Up to today, a lot of people many people, both myself, we can't do without eating. So it is one of the wealth generating means of generating wealth. Yes, that is one of the greatest way to generate wealth. Be in the food industry, be in the consumable item industry. You are going to be making money till that. We all know this. So it's a multiple stream of income. It's a way of also adding to whatsoever you are doing. So we have 3 people in our targets. Number 1 is those that are busy folks that are working and they don't have the time. You don't have, like if you are in Nigeria, you are a target audience. If you are outside Nigeria, you are also our target audience because I know you are also a working class. Maybe you are a working class here or you are a business person, I don't know. For those that are working class, you are also our target audience because we know you don't have the time, but you have these resources to start something by the side, to start making some money just by the side called multiple streams. You know, it's a passive income. Land never degenerates. Rather, it keeps giving you back. As you are putting into it, it keeps bringing back. So, you know, it's a means of making a whole lot of income, a whole lot of impact, a whole lot of lives will be saved, you know, and to crown it up, government knows we need this. If the Northerners are having challenges and we have the means, we have the land here in the West, here in the South, we have the land to be able to utilize and make money from it. Why can't we use it? So governments are ready to support us, and I'll be sharing all the support that we have gotten from the government and how it can be of help to anyone on this Zoom meeting today. So let's go to the next slide, please. So land acquisition location. Yes, I'll be talking about this, but before I go ahead to talk about it, I need to quickly let you know that Ogun State is number one I have seen in the history of agriculture that is very supportive when it comes to agric. With a few number of months, I've been able to see and work with them. I have seen that they are really very big. They are really very big in support when it comes to agriculture. They have different arms of the government they have created. The OGADEP, they are there. The AgriQ, they are there. They are willing and ready to support farmers, but they cannot support you if you are working on your land manually. And I have said this before, and I'll keep saying it. And that is why coming together in large numbers will be of great help to be able to access all this, facility, all this support system that the government have for us. So the land is located at the Konoparaga in Obafemi Owode. This is a location that a lot of, Chinese expatriates are coming into to establish. We have industries. So it has a very high prospect of development. It has a very high development rate, and making good use of it for agriculture, the areas that are meant for farming, if it is made good use of right now, in the nearest future, your land also appreciates very fast, and you'll be able to also, have a way of having an appreciable land in the nearest future. It's a very fertile land. What we are bringing to you today is a fertile land. I'll be discussing on what we have been doing in one of the locations in this similar area in Ogun State. I'll be detailing what we have been doing so far. We have a lot of videos with GZ that is also going to be sharing with you. So it has high development rate, like I've said, and over a very short period of time. Let's take the next slide, please. I hope we are getting this because I'm trying to rush.
We are, but we just have to give you a 2-minute warning. You are just doing a beautiful masterclass, but we do have to give a 2-minute warning. But wow, wow, amazing.
So why BTH Farmers Community is the best platform for any farming project. We are registered with the nearest local government in our location. We have our certificates, and I'll be sharing it with you. I think GZ has them already. So we are registered. For you to be able to access any government support, the government requires every member of our community to get registered, and which we did. So we have 3 groups that is already registered already, because we are more than 60 as I speak. And for every registration, it takes about 20 people to be under a registration. So we are registered. So number 2, we have all the government recognized. We are recognized by the government. Sorry, we are recognized by the government. AgriQ have visited us. Even the World Bank used the government of Ogun State to support farmers this year. And I know when we are able to do more, we'll have more support from the government, because we are not new in this journey. We have started, we are already planting, and we know how it goes. So we have the government support. The AgriQ is with us. The World Bank also knows us. They are coming on visit on our farmland by next week. And I'll be so glad to do the video and even send to the group if you so need. Then OGADEP is also a support system in Ogun State that is helping a lot of farmers. So we help monetize your land, and you can also, we also help you sell your farm produce at a percentage agreed by both the investor and we that is managing the farm for you. So we get land for you at a very good rate with all your documents. So all the necessary documents, which is the most important aspect, is the survey and the deed of assignment, have to be given to you in a very shortest period of time after you have decided to join this community. Then we do a transparent
Actually, oh, sweet, my darling, we kind of have run over time just a little bit, but I have a surprise for you. We have a panel discussion for the next segment, and I'm going to kind of bring you into that so that we can have some more yummy time, because this is so rich, so rich. But we have other guests that we have to feature as well. So we're going to weave it all together. That way we can have more time with you. Can y'all kind of unmic and just say how much we appreciate beautiful Yanka, because she is just so amazing. I mean, can we just come off mic and give her some love?
Thank you.
Yeah, good. Awesome.
We appreciate you.
Good stuff. Very interesting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was great.
Thank you.
What we want to do now is actually, I want you to stick a pin in this. Do not stop your presentation, because it's that amazing. Okay, so we're going to weave you in to this next segment. Okay, Ms. Yanka?
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you, my love. Thank you. Hello, GZ family. It's Melissa, your managing partner. How's my fam? How are you guys doing?
We are doing
We're
great.
pretty good. Life is great.
It's good. John, how many people did you bring on to this event today? What's John's haul? How many family members are in the crowd because of John?
I don't know. Some people got nicknames and stuff. You know, country folks got nicknames. I don't know.
Oh, well, on behalf
I got
of
1, 2, 3, I think, 4, 5.
I'm thinking it's the John show, and also our girl Astrid invited some amazing guests too. So again, on behalf of my co-owner who'll be speaking to you later, Mr. Incredible Gozi Asawan, the founder of GZ Realty and Development, and our fearless new CEO, the incredible Ella Asawan, who opened with an inspirational talk. Come on, Ella. Girl, you better have an inspirational talk. I was like, come on, y'all, Bonzant. Fix my life. Make me a farmer. I love it. Welcome, everyone. If you are a new guest, this is your first time ever coming to one of our events, I want you to go into the chat and say, first timer, so that we can be able to give you some shout outs and some love. So I've private chatted some of you, and maybe Ella has as well. We just wanted to know some of you, like, you're using nicknames. And so if we can get your full name, that'll be awesome. And if you can make sure you tell us, look at these first timers. If you can tell us how you found out about us, that'll be great, because we love to give gratitude to people like Farmer John, Mr. Gear, who invites people. I want to shout out a few people before we go into this panel, and I want to spend a little bit more time with the beautiful Miss Yanka, because she is just, again, such a gift to our community. And I'm going to have Gozi, before we go into the panel, kind of give you guys a little bit of background as to how we met this beautiful soul, this pioneer in the world of farming in Nigeria. So I want him to, since we had some people kind of coming in after her start, I want him to reintroduce her so that you can understand why we decided to make her such an integral part of our time. But I want to give a shout out to our trustee, the incredible Laverne Holden. Lulu, where's Lulu? Where's our Laverne? Is she still on the call?
What's going on, fam? How we
muted.
doing?
This is the trustee of trustees. Laverne is our co-chair for the trustee committee for GEI Trust. And that's the kind of the overarching parent organizer or business organizer of all of our companies, including GZ Realty and Development. And so she has been so instrumental in helping GZ Realty and Development make a name for itself. As our incredible CEO, Ella, said earlier, we are the Reclaiming Home movement. So we're really big on encouraging, particularly diasporans like myself, to come home and sit at the feet of people like Auntie Yanka. That's my Auntie Yanka right there. She's gonna help us understand not just how to invest, but how to nourish our finances with opportunities like farming. So I want to pass the mic to my esteemed co-owner and partner, the incredible Chiagozie Asawa. And I want him to, again, for those of you just coming in, reintroduce this beautiful mind who was just guiding us a few moments ago, and let you guys know how he met her and why, as the founder of GZ Realty and Development, he wants us to partner with her and increase our portfolios around farming. So Gozy, come back on and reintroduce Auntie Yanka again to everyone. And then I'm going to weave her into my segment so that we can talk with farmers and also cover a little bit more of her content so that we don't waste this beautiful moment with her. But clearly, Auntie Yanka, we're going to be having you back more and more and more because we just can't get enough of you, sweetheart, with your cute self. All right. So Gozy, can you reintroduce this beautiful soul to everyone?
Sure, I can. I want to say thank you so much, Melissa Parkins, my able co-founder. I want to say thank you so much to the CEO, Ms. Ella Osonwa. I want to say a shout out to the trustee, Ms. Livon. I cite you there. Thank you for your support. I want to say a shout out to the two able men that I know. Mr. John, Mr. Jameson. It's nice seeing your face. It's nice meeting you guys here.
You freeze. Okay. The shout out has stopped. So let's welcome Miss Yinka to continue her section. Please, Juliana, can you please project? Thank you. Miss Yinka, the mic over to you.
It's okay. Thank you so much. And yeah, let me quickly help Gozie to welcome every member, all the new people here. We welcome you. It might not be in my position to do that, but as a presenter, we need to welcome the new ones. And we say a big welcome to you. Thank you for joining this meeting. And I want to believe that by the end, you'll be so glad you are here. Thank you. So the community updates. What do we need to do this community? What are we actually doing here? We have a track record of minimum of 60 individuals in our community at present. We have registered certification with the local government, like I said earlier, as a recognized farm community. Yeah. So we are collectively working on building a big storage for our farm produce. Yes, let me quickly run on this. Why do we need to build a big storage? We realize that there are certain crops that makes more money for you when it is being stored. And one of them is the corn we are doing. That's maize. I don't know if you know, it's called maize or corn in your location, whatsoever is being called. So we have about more than 100 acres of land planted with corn right now. And we want to deem it very, very, very beneficial to every member of the community if we have this item stored, rather than selling them as fresh item. You make more money from that. And part of what the community is here to gain is to gain more money. Yes, you invested in land, you bought a land, but we also want you to also keep making money from your land while you wait for the land to also appreciate. So if we have to do this, we look for short-term crops. We have different types of crops. Maybe I've not mentioned that. I'll quickly run on that because of time. The short-term crops are the likes like corn, like vegetables, okra, ugu, vegetables, all types of vegetables in Nigeria. So we decided to do this. Even cassava is part of the short-term crop because any crop that's mature, gets to its maturity within a space of 6 to 1 year is a short-term crop. While the cash crops are the cocoa, the palm tree, the coconuts, and stuffs. But we decided to go more on the short-term crops, work more on that so that our people, our community, our members can be able to have their returns on time. So why did we now decide to build a storage house? In case we decide, okay, we want to store our corn. Why can't we store it? Why can't we multiply the returns instead of selling it as fresh? So every support system that have to help the community have to be carried out. And this is the 3 major things we are doing right now. Yes, making sure we have viable people on our platform, making sure the government is in full support of what we are doing, and making sure we make appropriate provision for all our farm produce in order to be able to maximize our profit. So please, let's go to the next slide. So what are the member security? Your land document is prepared and delivered to you wherever you might be in the country. Wherever you might be in the world, your documents get delivered to you. Then corner piece, which is let me call it, what is being used to demarcate a land collectively as owned by the community, is being done on all our lands. So the almost 100 plus acres that we have about 132 acres that we are working on right now. So we have done this corner piece, is a block built around all the lands to be able to mark them and make everybody that comes close to our land location know that this property belongs to a community. Because we cannot put all these corner pieces in between lands. Here in Nigeria, the way it's being done is what I'm trying to explain to you. So normally, if we are not farming on this land, it's very easy. Yes, Mr. Goze have about 5 acres. We use this corner piece to demarcate his own 5 acres for him and hand over his documents to him. But because of the farming process on the land, we won't be able to do the corner piece in the midst of the land. So we do it around the land to be able to demarcate the land as being owned by the community. So a service level agreement contract will be presented and signed to protect every member involved in the project. Yes, BTH Real Estate and Farmlands is managing your farming for you, but it doesn't automatically transfer ownership to us. So we have to come into an agreement with you that, look, you are just, you are a landowner. You are an investor in land, planting and cultivation and stuffs. And we are just the person managing it for you. We are not the owner of it. So all this necessary documentation.
Let me stick a pin right here, Ms. Yanka, because this is a perfect segue into the panel, because we have farmers amongst us. And I think this part of your presentation is what's going to excite people the most, because for people who are not located in Nigeria and they want to be able to invest, this is the juicy stuff right here. This is where they see your value, which is that you guys bring in farmers to help them to farm. So let's pause for just one moment in your presentation. And I would like to invite some of the farmers amongst us to kind of form an impromptu panel around what you're discussing, so that we can dig a little deeper, okay? So, oops, my camera's not on. I'm so sorry. Hello, can y'all see me? Are y'all good? Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Yep. Hey. Thank you. So I want to introduce some other great people to join Miss Auntie Yanka around this conversation. From the United States, I do believe I saw my friend Leroy come in, Mr. Hardy. Mr. Hardy, are you here?
Yes, I am here with a low battery. Go ahead.
Well, we're going to get you a chance to be able to share then, since your battery is low. So we all know that Sweet Farmer John is here representing the great state of Virginia as well. And then, of course, Laverne Holden, our trustee of Able Farms. She's an international farmer, farming all over the world, basically. And so she is here also. And so they're going to help us form an impromptu panel. And we want Miss Yanka, Auntie Yanka, to anchor for us as well as we talk about. Let me go to Uncle Leroy, since his phone battery is kind of getting low, and have him share just his reaction to the presentation that we just experienced. And if you could share a little bit about your farm there in Virginia. So passing the mic to you, Uncle Leroy.
Yeah, we're a fifth generation family farm located in Southampton County, Virginia, the United States. I think we're 8A hardiness zone. We are fifth generation, like I said. Let's see, what else is it? We use sustainable ag practices, organic inputs, no chemicals, nothing synthetic if we can help it. We grow a variety of produce and a lot of cut flowers also. I heard the presentation. From what I heard, it sounded real good. I think we have some of the same similar challenges, here in America growing, especially, on our farm. But I think we've been doing solid commercial for about 15 years off and on. We've done shiitake mushrooms, all types of melons, tomatoes, squash, cucumbers, about 10 varieties, maybe 10 varieties of cut flowers. We mainly direct sell and a little wholesale. That's pretty much about us.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Now I would like to go to John, Farmer John. If you could come on and let us know your reaction to Auntie Yanka's presentation. Tell us a little bit about your amazing land there in Virginia and your intentions as a farmer. The microphone is over to you.
Hello, how y'all doing? Basically, the presentation is very well informative. It tells us about what's going on, not only in Nigeria, but how we could also have a global impact. It tells us the ways that we could connect throughout the process as an investor. Um, we can pass a baton off and somebody else can farm, somebody else can sell. So there's opportunities for teamwork and joint ventures, which is some things that I'm actively participating in and working towards through the different companies. And I'm glad to be a part of all of that. As far as my land in Richmond, I have 20 acres of land in Richmond. It's zoned A1 agriculture. So we can grow and do pretty much anything we want agriculturally, as long as we go through the county and figure out all their laws and zones and things, get permits for whatever buildings we want to do. But the sky's the limit. We can do anything we put our minds to if we just work together. So that's all I got for my land. It's going to be a place of peace and prosperity no matter what.
Yeah.
Yep.
Grateful for you, grateful. And then last but not least, I'd like to go to Laverne before I circle back. And I'm going to do a Q&A with Auntie Yanka. And keep, Auntie Yanka, we just love you. we just love the way you shower us with knowledge. And so we got an agenda we got to get through, but we're trying to juice you for everything we can get. Because because when you have people like yourself who are pioneers in this work, we want to definitely sit at your feet and learn. So thank you so much for being here. All right, so sweet Laverne, trusty Laverne, come and talk to them about Able Farms and yourself, dear. The microphone is to you.
No problem. Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can, and we can see you too with your pretty self.
Well, thank you. So my name is Laverne Holden. I am a diasporan. On my discovery of my journey back to Nigeria through my roots, I definitely wanted to solidify that as a diasporan coming home by going into the agricultural farming, right? For me, farm is life. That being said, I wanted to find an economical way to where I can sustain myself as I decide to relocate to Nigeria, but at the same time, be able to build legacy. Real quick, I am a federal employee over 20 years, in the process of about to retire, and a single mother of 5 children. Was married for over 23 years, and then I want to say the past 4 or 5 years, I've been single. So with that being said, it led to creative ways in me finding additional income and passive income to where I will be able to pass that baton onto my sons and my daughter. And one of the ways that I've been able to do that and be successful is actually through the land acquisition process, along with specifically agricultural part. I just left Nigeria about a week and a half ago, and I have to say that trip was one of the most memorable trips that I took because I was able to do a lot in terms of not only paying it forward in terms of helping people, but I was also able to purchase a farm myself and my cousin, John. We each now have and are the proud owners of 5 acres. So collectively, we have 10. And then we have, through Mr. Jameson and his team, I have an additional 5 acres. So I've become quite the collector of land, so to speak. But specifically for my farm, Able Farms, that's something that I can leave on as a legacy to my children. And we are currently in the process of about to break ground, literally, and planting the seeds in terms of the various grains that we've decided that I'm going to, invest in. But one of the things that I like about being able to do that is not only am I paying homage in terms of reconnecting with the land through my ancestors, but I'm also able to foster a good relationship through the community in terms of being able to empower the community, being able to employ the community at large, and then just building relationships that way. Not only that, for those of you who are humanitarians, you're able to tap into the 17 SDGs, which is the Sustainable Development Goals, through the UN. And of course, one is no poverty, two is zero hunger, and then it's a plethora of different ones, but that's what agriculture does. Agriculture is life. Farming is life. Farming is the basic foundation of being able to provide a sustainable resource, whether it's through food, whether it's through building community, whether it's through building cities. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you, Reverend. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, Melissa. Mic next to you. Is Melissa still there?
I know, I'm trying to fix it. Oh, I am on mic. I just can't see it anymore. Bless my little heart. So what I realized is that we have another segment and then a Q&A. And so I'm going to save her for dessert. Auntie Yanka, we're going to come back to you for dessert during the Q&A. That way we can stay in the flow of our agenda. But wow, I just am so excited. And I want to make sure that our beautiful guests, we have lots of first timers who are here. So my first timers, do me a favor. If you have a question about investment in land and farming, you're like, well, I want to be a farmer, but I don't have no time, then that's why we want you to really get these questions out during the Q&A. But I'm going to now bounce it back because there's some kind of special thing going on because, Ella has this amazing program planned. So let me defer back to her and keep things flowing. And then I'll be back with you all. And I'm grabbing Auntie Yanka and bringing her with me for the Q&A. Is that okay, Auntie Yanka?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, back to you, Ella.
So thank you, Melissa. Thank you, everyone. So the next on our agenda is we're going to show you the lands the farms that we have so far. So please, Juliana, can you project that? I'm going to show you what we have so far. And then our founder, GZ, is going to talk about, going to give us a true more light on this. So if Juliana, please project.
That's not a cool
Thank you.
If you guys can make sure you're muted if you're not speaking, if you can mute, that'll be awesome.
So it's a virgin land, and when you want to know a good and fertile land, this is what you should check out for. It should be black and with this thing, you know. When you have these things on the floor, it shows it's a fertile land. So a fertile land for farming should be this color, not this red sandy. So which makes the place very fertile.
Are we projecting?
Yes, please, we are projecting. Please, the next one, Juliana, thank you.
This location is at Ipara, Ikonopraga in Owode. So
Okay.
what I'm trying to say on this video is when you are checking out for a fertile land, you have to check out the soil. I think Mr. one of our great person is on this team. He knows about farming according to what he said. What's his name? I think he said he has about 20 acres of land, you know.
That's John.
So it's a part of what you have to look out for. And the next stage we do after getting our land acquired is to make sure we do a soil test to be able to know what are embedded in the soil, what the soil needs, and what we shouldn't give it to it. Because the soil is what gives whatsoever you plant in it life. And whatsoever is coming from your soil, you have to make it available for it. So if you want a good returns on your investment, you have to make sure your land, your soil is ready to have it done. So I talked about bulldozing the other time. I want them to project all the ones we have done. When you come into on our platform, one of the very important things we also work on is making sure that the agricultural workers, the people that works on bulldozer are the ones that work with us. So we have the support of the president of Association of Farmers in Ogun State. The president is working with us on our present projects and for our subsequent projects. So they have people that works on bulldozing of land. Mechanized farming is just coming to Nigeria in vast numbers. These are things that we are not actually used to in time past. So when you ask somebody, don't bulldoze, the bulldoze is going to take away the topsoil. No, the topsoil won't be touched when you make use of the people that are experienced in this journey. So bulldozing is one of the ways to make sure your land is well prepared for the government to come in. And if it is not done rightly, there's going to be a problem. So topsoil shouldn't be touched, because that is where majority of the nutrients in the soil are embedded in. So I was just trying to show GZ in that video that land is a very good one to use. It's black, it's loamy. Loamy soil, we all know this, is a very good and perfect soil for farming. Yeah.
I appreciate you, Miss Yinka. I'm really glad I was able to actually be there to see that land. And like you rightfully said, that land is a fresh virgin land. It has not been touched, it has not been laid hand on. Because what we had, that's the reason why I partnered with Miss Yinka. So that land is ranking like up to 100 to 200 acres, right? So because of the way we want to set it up, I want to set it up in a way that we have 20 slots available for people that are interested in acquiring that land and also interested in joining the community, because I want to do it in a way that those 20 slots of people are the community itself. It's going to be an association. You understand? So now each slot carries 5 acres of land, and out of that each slot, 5 acres belongs to one person. It does not mean you cannot buy more slots. You can buy more slots if you want. You can buy 10 slots. You can buy 5. That's in 5 slots. You can also buy 2 slots depending on your capability. but we want 20. We have 20 slots available, and each slot, I'm going to tell you the prices. So each slot go for nine nine 9,435 $435 approximately, because dollar fluctuates, you get. And for me, dollar fluctuates, and dollar is more powerful because when you convert that rate, that is on that subject entirely. But that's the price for one slot, because it carries 5 acres as a whole. You understand? So then that's all I can say about that. You understand? So I don't know what's next. Melissa, what's next on the agenda?
Yes,
So
this is where
they're still showing the video. She's still playing the videos.
Okay. Okay, that
this
is
is
the
yeah,
tractor.
the bulldozer when he was clearing the 100 acres plus. So that is me there when they were walking. So I had to send all the videos to Gauzier to show you guys that this is not play. This is a Agriculture. One of the official of the Ministry of Agri ought to have been on this call, but he said he's presently in Maiduguri, and the network there is very bad, so he couldn't join the call today in order to, speak to you guys and tell you guys. So let me quickly, Rob, as they are projecting, let me quickly run on the support system the government has. For anyone that is coming on the community to join us and have the slots all taken, these are the facilities, the support system the government has. Number one is they have support for mechanical support. That is, you only pay 65%. You only pay 35% of deploying, the harrowing, the rigging, all this that is required for tractor to work on your land. The government takes up 35% of such facility. That is 65, sorry. The government takes 65 while you pay 35. Then for the input, somebody is asking a question in the chat room. I'll be attending to that. What the government is supporting for this season is corn, basically. They are only supporting corn. They want to support short-term crops so that they can be able to have a track of the statistics of what they are giving out as support to our people. Yes, so for all other agricultural support, like you want to do livestock, we are not doing livestock. Government have support. But for the short, the only crop they supported is just the.
Pause for 1 second. I'm sorry, pause the video because Miss Yanka is speaking and there's noise in the background. We want to hear her clear. Go ahead, Auntie Yanka.
Yes, so for the input, the government is taking 50%. What is inside the input is the crop itself, the herbicides, the fertilizers, and the insecticides. We all know where all this will be used. After planting, like the corn, we quickly apply the herbicides in order to reduce the power of the weeds. Weed is enemy to crops. So we apply the herbicides immediately after planting our corn. So before the corn sprouted, it has, weakened the power of the weeds. So they also have support for us for the insecticides and fertilizers. So after our corn started sprouting, we realized there's a little attack of caterpillar. If you are into farming, you understand this. And we went further to they have like service providers that the government is using to supply us with all these facilities. Immediately we are ready to take them. So we went further, contacted them. We are having caterpillar affecting the crops, and they quickly supplied us with the insecticides needed. So we bought that at 10 cost. So instead of them selling the insecticides to us at 3,000 naira, I don't know if you are aware of this, of the conversion rate. You can convert that. They sold it to us at 1,500 naira per sachet. And for all the herbicides too, all was given to us at half the price. I think World Bank is the ones supporting this package through the Ministry of Agri in Ogun State.
That is absolutely incredible to have the World Bank involved in this. I don't know if you guys heard what Auntie Yanka just said. but the World Bank is involved in this. Now,
Yeah.
guys, because of time, we're going to definitely, have a follow-up with Auntie Yanka because she's actually a part of our community now. And we are celebrating today that she has properties that are available. So if you're interested, we're going to definitely have more in-depth conversations. We don't want to give you guys sensory overload, so we're going to pause here with more information. Juliana has some videos and things that we were going to show, but I think at this point in time, what's best is for us to freeze on that and save for a more in-depth time for people who actually want to come down this journey. So that way they can really kind of bring their pads and their pencils and really understand the whole process that is going on. But what I want to do now is pivot into Q&A, because if you guys look in our chat, our first timers have questions. And so, Auntie Yanka, why don't you join me, darling, and come into the chat? Can you see the chat? There's some questions in there for us.
Yes.
Let me know if you can see it. Perfect. All right, we're going to go through the chat because we want to make sure that our audience is also involved. We don't want to just talk at you and throw lots of stuff at you, but we want to be engaged with you. And so let's see this first question. 1 second here.
Yes, somebody said, how about tomato planting in Nigeria? I am so curious about it. Yes, tomato planting is also a wonderful crop to run with. But for our community, we decided corn and cassava is what we are going for. And the government made us to understand that they are not willing to support crops that are not collectively done by all members. So if you are willing to get your land and start planting the tomatoes on your own, is fine, is allowed. But for the government support and for collective resources, coming together to achieve great and maximum returns, we decided to do things that are not going to, number one, that are less in risk. Like cassava, we already have our markets for cassava. We have a company that will be absorbing all the cassava coming from our farmland. The company is very close to us. Is at Ikono Oluwo in Ogun State. So it's just like about 500 kilometers away from the farmland itself. So we have gone there, we have done our registration with them. So majority of the crops we want to do are low-risk crops. Like tomatoes, we need a huge irrigation system. You cannot plant tomatoes without having your irrigation system. But we decided to do the crops that don't need all these expenses as a beginner, because cassava doesn't require water. It can survive without you having irrigation if it is planted at the appropriate time. And this period is a very good time for planting of cassava. Even up till November, you can still plant cassava. Corn has its own period of planting too. We are already exceeding the period of planting corn for the first season. The second season is going to come up after the August break. So immediately after you are able to meet up with that timing, you are good to go with corn. But the second batch, that is the second season for corn, we are still skeptical. It depends on what the weather is giving us. But this rainy season is a perfect one, and we have already done that. So what we are projecting for the people that will be coming on board for the August break, we should be using to do our land clearing and our planting immediately. We are heavily talking on cassava planting. Cassava is one of the crop that is making a whole chunk of money for people now in Nigeria. And if you as diasporans are ready to also partner with us with the marketing, we'll be very glad to do that, because cassava chips is one of the wonderful items that a lot of people are asking for in diaspora. It's a very huge,
Cassava is huge in Nigeria. Yeah. And this market, I mean, if you're looking to sell in the market,
is every day.
It's huge.
A lot of products can come out of it. Starch can come out of cassava. Even their diesel is also coming from cassava now. So the community can go to the level of also having a big company where cassava can be processed and exported. So this depends on what the community is ready to do. If we are ready to move together in massively investing in what can benefit everybody on the platform, we are ready to work with you. We know what
Yes,
is
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I love it. Hey, guys, I want y'all to get some questions off. Any more questions? We had the tomato question, and then Jansen had more of a comment, but I want to see if Jansen's on. Jansen, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, it's so good to have you. You're
Hi,
welcome.
Jensen. It's good to have you
Welcome.
here
Thank
too.
you.
Good.
Thank you.
I'm here.
We would love to hear. Do you have a question, or did you want to expound on your thoughts earlier? Because we want to hear other voices. And so welcome and thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you. As I listened, I just the thought came in relation to the person who was speaking about building the storage facility. So I was thinking, along the lines of agro processing and creating value to the products that are the produce that you're gonna grow, because I find in the Caribbean and Africa, one of the things that we suffer from, and I guess it's part of, the plans of the US and World Bank and EU and the European countries on a whole, their plan, mainly World Bank though, their plan was to make sure that we grow stuff that could be exported to them, but we depend on them for the things that we need. And so part of that was, you grow the cocoa and you send the cocoa to them, and then they make the chocolate and then they send it back to you. We have to begin to think when we're getting involved in agriculture to begin with in mind, so that when we're seeking investment for the storage, I was thinking of also seeking to get investment for an agro processing facility, so that you could be and have them whether sold, whether it's in local stores or even internationally, with the possibilities now of online markets and online stores and so forth. So it's just thinking along that line, and I was wondering if that was part of the plan, if that's something that we opted to do. Just a little backdrop on myself. I guess you could see the flag in the background. I'm originally from St. Kitts and Nevis in the Caribbean, but I am presently based in California. In California, I do farming as well. So I go produce mainly for, interestingly enough, the Asian market, the Filipino market, and we sell a lot of stuff at the farmers markets. The surplus, then I develop value-added products. One of the methods of preservation I use is freeze drying. It is one of the most expensive method of preservation, but it is one of the best in terms of nutritional value. So for me, I think more of from the nutritional standpoint, and when you use freeze drying versus dehydration, the end result is similar, but with dehydration you're using heat, so it takes away some of the nutritional value of the products versus the freeze drying process. And I do a bit of oil extraction and creating oils and so forth. So I do have a website that I sell some of the products on globally. One or two is on Amazon, and I do, individual sales myself, because sometimes we have to find ways to cut out the middleman. I mean, I know people sometimes prefer to use Amazon or one of those what they consider more trusted sites for online sales, but I sometimes still try to work and develop personal relationships and seek to sell and be a brand ambassador myself for my products as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I also want to go, I see another question as well from NK. Am I saying your name correctly? Is it Nikkei or NK?
NK.
Hi,
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, NK. You said as a landowner in your platform, and I think this is more directed at Auntie Yinka, am I allowed to decide what I want you to plant for me? Auntie Yinka, can you take this for us?
Yes, I can. Good to hear from you, NK. Yes, you can decide what to plant for you because we want to have a big market on one or two products. We don't want to have different products in bits. That is our goal. So, and like I said earlier, because of the support from the government, we want to maximize every support we could get to be able to reduce our cost of production. And the government says, look, if you have to access any support from us, it has to be either one product or two. It has to be mono planting. And that is it. So we won't be able to say, okay, you bought 5 acres, we want to plant 5 acres for you and help you market that. No, it will not go far because massive working together on one product will enable us reduce our cost of production, have access to government support, and also be able to be big in a product than be small in different types of products. So that's it.
Wow. Let me amplify that a little bit, and then NK, if you want to expound on your question more, please do. But what I hear is that what happens a lot when farmers go it alone, they don't always have that support. They don't have that backup. They don't have that business side. And what we're doing with this one is like collectivism farming. You're farming as a collective to minimize the cost of production, and you're working as a streamlined system. So it's like commercial farming, but for a collective, and so, it's definitely an organized situation, but you have a say in what you get to do, so you're not being imposed upon, but you have to not think of this as just a freelance farming situation because it is a part of a collective, so that's what I'm getting. Did I get that correct? And then, you seem to really get it. You seem to have processed it and understand what Auntie Yinka was saying. Did you want to expound any more? I think we got it.
No, it's
okay.
Fine.
Wow. Yes, please. Do you want to say more?
No, I said I'm okay with the answer she gave. I think it makes a lot of sense. Yes. So thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. How about AC? Any of our other first timers, this is a chance for you to kind of speak up. We have Eunice. We have Jameson's here. Yay, Jameson. Jameson's famous for great questions. I'm surprised I haven't heard anything from Jameson. He has the best questions ever.
Let me quickly attend to the last before the last question. I think is Yasin. Is it the one that spoke the last time?
Yes.
So it's about having a valuable product. I also said this at the end of my speech that coming together as a community to add value to our products is awesome. And cassava is one of the products I would love everyone, or maybe I'll send some links, some videos to Gozier to send to the community, or if I have access to the community, I can drop it. This is adding value to all products make a whole lot of sense. It also helps in having much bigger impact. The production angle is a different angle, the impact there, and also adding value by further processing the product that comes from your farm is also a value added way to any farmer. Because you always be at the mercy of your markets when you are not adding value to your product. For a good example, cassava is one of the products you harvest today and you have to sell within the next 24 to 48 hours. If it exceeds, you can get the best out of such a product. So, but if you have a factory that can easily process it, so we implore each and everyone here, let's look forward to adding value to your farm produce. If you're investing in Nigeria, also look inwards towards having a production line that can also help you. Like for a good example, I support cassava processing a lot because you won't need much of energy. Energy is one of the issues and constraint we are having in Nigeria. So for product, you won't need energy. You only need we can use fuel for all our machines because we have a company we are setting up as I'm speaking to you that will further go also to process for us. But it's not coming in a large scale, but the community can look inwards, putting together something in a large scale. So anyone can come visit. You are part of the system. You can come anytime to even see or initiate all these projects to make sure it flies. I am not saying I'll be taking over managing the farm for you and also putting the production. No, I might not be able to do that. But we can look into this and put plans towards this to process. Many of the Chinese companies come to Nigeria, they farm, they process, and they export. They are not leaving these products within the country for consumption. And that is why we still need more. I know of one poultry company, Ajanla Poultry. The man said we still need more people in farming in Nigeria because they are still importing. They are still importing dry corn. They are still importing soya. They are still importing literally everything they are using in doing their feed meal for their chicken. So we still have a lot of work to do in Nigeria. And investors like you guys can also be. We are also welcoming the local investors. A lot of people are still chatting me up as I'm speaking to you about the land that we have that is very few in slots for people to maximize and use. We have sold so many acres, like I said, at a very good rate. And this also is one of the best opportunity anyone can jump on because adding value to your product is one of the greatest thing any farmer can do. And we have all it takes to be able to do this. So energy is well reduced in cassava production. You want to do gari, I don't know if you know gari, is internationally consumed because Africans are also eating all our foods now. I mean, almost every country all over the world are consuming African foods. We have gari, we have the cassava flakes, the cassava flour, the cassava chips. We have the lafu, which is the cassava flour. Yes, we call it lafu in Nigeria. And we have the fufu, it's cassava flour too, but processed in another way. All these value-added products doesn't require energy, only requires less of human resources, and your machines will be doing all the job for you. So anything that will add value to your product is huge. Yes, why I said tomato can fly, because we don't want to do anything that has high risk, of planting. Tomato has to be well nurtured, well nursed, with a lot of irrigation system put in place till it gets to its maturity. We don't want to do that for our investors that are coming on board newly. Let's do things that are less risky. Then we can go further to add value to such product like Mr. Yonsin, or if I'm getting it right, Safari.
I just absolutely love this conversation. We have to wind up, but I mean, we could clearly talk for a whole nother hour. So I'm going to propose to the boss man, Mr. Founder, can we do this again? Can we do part 2? Because I think I'm not alone in this, but I think we want to spend more time with Auntie Yanka. Auntie Yanka, next time bring some food. All this talking of food and you ain't bring nothing for us to eat, ma'am. Let's discuss.
Yeah.
We need to have snacks the next time because you're making us hungry with all this incredible good food. But I just want to start to wrap up, and then I'm going to pass to my amazing CEO, the incredible Ella, because she has a giveaway she promised you guys. And when we make promises, we keep it. But I want to say, for those of you who are new, GZ Realty and Development, we're a boutique real estate company. We don't take a lot of clients. We are like a family. We're very intimate. So we don't come in and do hard pitches and say bye, 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 and try to upsell you and all this other stuff. That's not actually what we're here for. We're actually a movement. And we're about educating our community and helping them build a portfolio. That's what we're about. And so that's why we're talking and communicating and educating people about what's going on here in Nigeria. So you hear my accent, and then you see that I'm here. I'm in the next room from GZ here at the office. And so, you know, we're pulling a late night. Okay, we're die hard. We're die hard for you guys because it's like 10 o'clock at night and we are not even phased. It's like going almost 11 o'clock at night and we could care less. We're like so about you and your success. And GZ handpicked Auntie Yanka, who we first met when we were doing another information session sometime back in the fall, if I'm not mistaken, GZ, like fall before Christmas. And
Yes.
he brought Auntie Yanka in as a guest speaker just to give knowledge, just to drop knowledge. Little did we know our paths would cross again. And this woman is a part of a movement herself, where she is literally procured land for people to buy that is prime for fertility, for crops. And she's not only given the land or giving you opportunities to purchase the land, but she's also giving you knowledge and support and help. So you just can't ask for more than that. You just can't, because like she said, they've already mitigated so much of the risk by making sure to recommend crops that are best for that land that gives you a high yield. So it's one of those things where you really are set up to win, but we understand that only so much can be discussed in one night. So let's talk about our next steps. Next step. You need to be in the GZ Realty WhatsApp community, ma'ams and sirs, with your own VIP folder managed by none other than Ella. Ella, the CEO. Let me tell you, she's thorough. So we make folders for you in WhatsApp. We have an announcement wall where we educate, put up great videos like the ones that, Juliana was putting up. By the way, shout out to Juliana. Juliana is an investor and a philanthropist within our community, and she is hands-on. She is hands-on in supporting the work that we do in the trust, and she has been working closely with Ella and the rest of the team, making sure that we're technically girded down, because sometimes the Wi-Fi and stuff can get a little wonky here in Nigeria. And so she graciously anchors us from Chicago, USA. So shout out to Juliana. Thank you so much for all of your help tonight. We appreciate you. And but we really want you to stay in touch. So if you are a first timer, don't let this be your last timer, okay? Because we do this monthly. So make sure you are tied in, you're connected with us. Let Ella get a folder created for you immediately. She'll give you a little link that gives you some information. You can tell us what you want. And then you'll have access to, I just have to call her Auntie Yanka, because she looks too young to be anybody's auntie or mama. But call her Auntie Yanka because she's just one of the people you want to sit down and sit at her feet and learn from. She is a mentor. She is a master farmer. And so she is not only giving you an opportunity to invest within her properties, but she's giving you knowledge, she's giving you education. And shout out to people like Yansen, who's here, who comes with experience. We want people like you to be a part of our movement so that you can also share knowledge and give us ideas and tips and suggestions. So being a part of our community isn't about us, like I said, selling, but it's about us learning together. It's about us being able to grow together, okay? So again, if you have come here, make sure that you listen to Ella when she reaches out to you and follows up with you. Give her your WhatsApp number so that she can immediately bring you into our GZ Realty and Development WhatsApp community. You'll get your own VIP folder where we give you individualized attention. It does not obligate you to buy anything. We don't harass you with tons of spammy stuff because we ain't got time for that, because we are living our best life. We had no time to be spamming nobody. And so so therefore that's what we got for you. I'm gonna now help to close out this time with our one and only CEO, Miss Ella. But before we go to Ella real quick, I want to make sure Gozi has a chance to give you some love when she's done. So Gozi will be the absolute final voice you'll hear for tonight. I'm out. Okay, managing partner out. Mwah, deuces. America. Red, white, blue, baby. Red, white, blue. All right, passing it off to you, Ella.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you, Levon. Thank you, Miss Yinka. Thank you, everyone that joined this webinar. It was awesome. Like, thank you for making this happen. So it's time for our giveaway. I want to thank everyone that participated in the giveaway, that's made sure that that the webinar was shared with their friends, that made sure that their friends attended this webinar. So we did not actually know, we said invite 6 people to get a free ebook. So we did not actually meet 6, but there was someone that topped the chart. I don't know if okay, let me not mention the name. Let me keep it as suspense. Let me not mention the person's name. So the person invited 5 people. 5 people. Like, that was mind-blowing. Like, 5 people. When I was just seeing the record, I was like, wow, wow, wow. So the winner for tonight's giveaway, drum rolls. I want to be in drum rolls. Drum rolls. So the winner for tonight's giveaway is Mary Todzro. I don't know if she's on the call. I don't know. I can't see her name yet. I don't know. Mary Todzro. If you're on the call, please say hi. I want to hear your voice. Is she on the call? Okay. She's the winner for today's giveaway. She invited 5 people. Like, that was mind blowing. I'm really like glad that you did that. Thank you so much, Mary. I could see the people you invited. Bridget is here. I don't know if Bridget is still on the call. Bridget, can you please say hi? Can you just say hi to everyone? Then I take over from there. Bridget, are you still on the call? Bridget, where's Bridget? Hi, Bridget. You're muted.
Hello, sorry. I thought I was on off mute, but hello everyone. How are you?
Hi, Bridget.
Hey,
Bridget. Thank you so much for joining tonight's meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I might not remember other people. Bridget was the last person that joined, that she invited, so I could remember that name very vividly. So if I don't remember your name, please, I'm sorry. Don't be angry. So we come to a close. I want to thank everyone for joining tonight's meeting. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. So before we leave, let's reflect briefly on what was uncovered today. We talked about so many things. We talked about farming, how we could not only just purchase land, we can also make investment. We can also get returns on the lands we purchased. And not only also just getting returns, this is for generational, like, this is a legacy, a lasting legacy for you, your family, your loved ones, lasting legacy. And not only for your family and loved ones, it's for communities. It helps to solve a lot of problems. And remember, food is something that is very important. Food is the most essential thing that we need in this life. Without food, let me just say there's no life, but we have life. Without food, there is no life. So obviously food is the most essential thing. So it's something you need to make sure you key into. It's something that is constantly making waves. You understand? It's not something that, that you make investment now and then there's nothing going on. It's something that everybody are buying every day. On a daily you eat something. It's something that we buy every day. You understand? So that is why you need to key into this. You need to key into this. You need to key into this. You don't need to miss out. Because remember that there was a time, it said now is the best time investing. Remember when we talked about when you say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Remember when we all missed that? When we asked to invest then, we're like, oh, don't worry, that there is not bush, it's bush that was there, that there's nothing going on there. And now that same bush has now become a city, has now become a mighty this. So you don't want to miss out now. You need to start the investment now. You don't want to miss out now at all. You don't want to miss out. The second best time is now. It is now. Take that chance. just take that faith. Take that faith. And I promise you, you'll come back smiling. You'll come and tell me, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ella. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate from Melissa, Gauzier, Leroy, Jamieson, Levon, Miss Yenka, Juliana, everyone on this call. If I miss your name, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the call. I really appreciate it. I hand over the mic to our founder, no other person than Gauzier or someone. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, amazing people. I want to say thank you so much to our guest speaker, Miss Yinka. You are so amazing. I love the fact you give a lot of I love the fact you give a lot of wisdom and guidance, and I'm happy that you are here and we are in partnership, and that's an amazing fit for me as my company is. I want to say thank you to our trustees, Miss Lulu. I want to say Miss Livon, you're really amazing too. I really appreciate you. I want to say thank you to Mr. John. I want to say thank you to my friend and brother, Mr. Jamieson. I really appreciate you too. I want to say thank you
Chandra snuck in.
Yeah.
Trustee Chandra's the chef. She's
Yeah,
on her way to Kenya.
Trustee,
She's in DC on layover.
Yeah, Trustee Chandra, how you doing? I hope the trip is going smooth. But yeah, thank you so much, Chandra. I really appreciate you. Chandra is someone I love so much. I want to say thank you. What I cannot say how much I appreciate your coming into this space. And know that I hope you have been blessed, right? And like the topic is leaving a legacy. You know the way time flies, you don't know, you know the way time flies, and we only have one life, right? So but what is that legacy you want to leave? Like for me, I want to leave a legacy of where I can actually be my children will be your children's friend. That's the kind of legacy I want to be. I want to leave that legacy where my company is at that point where my children will be your children's friend, and your children will be my children's friend. That's the kind of legacy I want to leave, because now they're taking care of your children's properties, they're taking care of your children's managing your children's property too. So that's my own legacy. Your legacy may be different. I don't know about you, but that's my own legacy, and that's the vision I'm pushing out there with GZ Realty. And I want to say those people that have supported me, I really appreciate you. And I want to say thank you for coming in, and make sure you try to come into the community. Ella is here to actually make sure she chats you up and gets your information to add you to the VIP folder, because we treat everybody as a VIP. You are all VIPs. And trust me, that we are not going to be spamming you with a lot of messages, a lot of ads, and oh no, we are not going to be doing that. But if you are interested in this farming, we are always at your beck and call. Thank you so much, and I hope I've said what is needful. And I'll pass the mic over to the CEO.
Okay,
Miss
so
Ella.
Mary is here. Mary is here. I don't see her. She just joined the call. So Mary, the winner of tonight's giveaway, please can you just say hi to her so we can round up? Mary, please can you unmute and say hi?
Congratulations, Mary.
Woo! Hi, Mary, you're still
Congratulations.
muted. Mary, you're still muted. Mary, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Congratulations. You're the winner for tonight's giveaway. So don't worry, I'm going to send you your free ebook to your DM. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate what you did. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we've come to the end of tonight's webinar. Thank you so much, everyone. We love you. Don't forget that my DM is not far away. It's open for everyone. Don't forget to reach out to me. I'm available. Thank you so much. I say bye-bye. Bye, everyone.